Hey there, how's it going? It's the Slayer here. So today I'm just showcasing one of the hidden lightsaber styles in Jedi Academy. This is normally used by the boss in the preceding Jedi Outcast game, but while he's not a character in this game, he can be spawned, and his game and upgraded character and upgraded moveset to take into account the Jedi Academy's enhancements are still in game, and you can, by setting the base highest force level in game is 3. Now using the in-game menu in single player, if you set the force level to 4 and above, you can get access to the style. So it's basically the fourth style that after you press like it's got the red indicator similar to the strong style, but it's got some differences. It incorporates elements of the fast and the strong, and it has a couple of advantages. Now bear in mind that in the AI, Desann's character model is bigger and he has bigger reach, and he has a really strong force pull and force lightning, which even if you use cheat codes to amp up your powers to the max, you would not get that level of power that the AI Desann does. But the AI Desann is easier to beat in Jedi Academy and Outcast, because in Outcast, while he does, stall you a bit with his pulls, you usually fight him in areas where there are opportunities to block his force powers or chance to respond. And in Jedi Academy, like, what the good thing they did is that even in single player, similar to multiplayer in Jedi Outcast and in Jedi Academy, you have access to Force Absorb, which is very crucial in fighting all of the top saber wielding enemies in single player, because the AI does use the force pulls and force pushes a lot, and some of them can get a bit overpowered. And then you also need now at the lower difficulties you're all right with that, but if you set the game difficulty to the highest, or you try to use cheat codes to set the difficulty even higher than Jedi Master. I don't know if that is technically possible or it just feels so. Like, I know that G underscore SP skill 3 as per me should be the highest difficulty, but the game allows you to set it at SP skill 5 or 6. And when you set it at 5 or 6, unless you enable realistic combat, they pretty much have infinite health and they can get you in one hit or something. So in those cases, for the higher legitimate difficulties or laters, you also need force protect against some of the stronger enemies, because in case you don't dodge a lightsaber throw, you wouldn't always be able to parry it without losing a substantial amount of health. So for this demo, let's just check what G underscore SP skill has been set to. Okay, it's 5, default is 4. Let's, just in order to ensure that, or that's fine, we'll see how it goes. Let's leave it at 5 for now, and we'll see how the demo goes. So that's fine, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by showing you the basics of the style and how it compares to the traditional strong lightsaber and fast styles and what it takes from them. So this is the stance that Desann has, and after I show this style to you, I'll also show you Desann's character model and the difference, and then we'll move on to some recordings I've got of fights, both with the normal difficulty, the max difficulty in the game, without any codes, and then towards the end some special fights I had wherein I went to the back end of the config file and enabled realistic combat and a higher difficulty. Now, I don't normally believe in any hacks or mods, and I've not used any softwares or mods, although this game has a legitimate modding community as well. But here, in between, when we were playing a recent game, Jedi Survivor, fans of that noted that in New Game Plus, it has something called a purity perk, which makes both your damage given and received very high to make it more realistic. So I was thinking about what can make Jedi Academy more that, and I know that in the game, the saber realistic combat and all of those things are write protected, so you can't really alter them unless there is a process I learned from YouTube whereby you can create an autoexec.cfg file wherein you make saber realistic combat 3 instead of 1 and enable dismemberment. But that's not the focus of this video. Just towards the end, some of the fights in Desann style will also will be both shown with the base pure difficulty of the game without altering it, so to show you the actual in-game single player experience. Because yeah, you can't this style is not there in multiplayer, which is probably because it's a bit OP. So we'll show you both fights without any of those tweaks, but just to show you what is possible towards the end in the last 40-50 seconds of the video. I'd also have some fights with that realism tweak enabled to just show you that's there. So now that we've cleared that, so this is his stance. Now he's got all of the basic moves that every stance has. So you've got the the basic swing on starting, so you can swing left or you can swing right, and we'll later move on to fanning and other things. And then this is his overhead slam, and then he continues it while doing that. And similar to other styles, he can move backward while attacking forward, which is something I really like about this game, because the modern AAA games, every time you press back, it starts attacking the person at the back, because it assumes that you're playing on a bigger screen or surrounded by multiple enemies. But this, I like that you can literally do that. And the other thing, so these are the basic moves, and then one other thing you can do, that in this one, this style, unlike the base strong style, fanning is a bit easier. So it's a bit easier to create an infinite loop of fanning, particularly I know I've heard a lot of multiplayer players use that. So here it doesn't stop, so you can pretty much use this to fan, and then that is one advantage of his style. And then he's got similar pokes and those pokes and other things that the strong style has. So or if I do like a circular spin with this guy, okay, that's a bit of a starter. Let's try it again. Yeah, so he does have a bit of a faster spin there, or his spin isn't as deadly as that one. But let's see if I just say, let me try it again. Okay, so it's got a bit of a spin. It's been a while since I've done that. It's a bit, let's see. Yeah, so he's got a, and then so you can also try to, instead of just waiting till the enemy is right in the center of your lightsaber hit point, you can also try to, just try to poke and close it around and something like that. So that's pretty good. And then the one advantage this guy has is that in this style, you also have the lunge that is usually there in the fast style. Which is pretty good, because it can be a real killer, because even in the fast style it can literally one-shot low hit opponents. But yeah, one second, I seem to have gotten my inputs mixed up. So let's see if we just, it's not doing the best one today. So because that lunge is pretty good, because what it does is that it so it's basically so you got to press all of those together. Because sorry, with the keyboard and mouse non-gaming, sometimes it ends up into a crouch instead of a lunge. But that lunge is pretty useful, because it's slightly stronger than the so it's slightly stronger than what do you say, forward, so it's slightly stronger than those the lunge in the fast style. And the other advantage it has is that it can be chained in this style. It can be chained into different moves. Like, let's say you're currently fanning the opponent here, and you can suddenly turn into a style. So you may have seen Desann sometimes bait that when you're fighting as a single player, though he of course uses his player build that he might be crouching, or he might have just been generally trying to fan you, and all of a sudden you get like an upward poke. So we'll demonstrate that later during our fights as well. So so that's one advantage of his style. And the other advantage of his style, which is quite controversial, which is very what do you say, pretty OP, and helps you even defeat really strong opponents beyond the base difficulty of the game and distance yourself, is that the overhead swing is pretty fast in this style, and it's an infinite loop that, I could literally walk around the map doing this. I call this measuring the road or something like that. So this is pretty powerful. Now, I haven't tested the damage numbers in the back end, but I speculate that it's not quite as powerful as the overhead swing, the slow overhead swing of the conventional strong style, but it is, very close, and it's slightly stronger than the fast style, which has an overhead swing which stops after a while. So this is also pretty good. Like, it can distance enemies, and you can either get into a crouching roll, or you can do the lunge. So you can bait enemies thinking you're going to be attacking forward, and then just crouch and do the stab, or you can just shift into it from a lunge. Or, like, suppose you're moving backwards for a charging enemy, so what you can do is you move backwards or doing this, and then you charge forward with a lunge after their move set is over. So that's pretty much some of the key difference in this style between the this one and the traditional strong style of the game is its rapid overhead lunge, and the fact that it has a rapid overhead swing, and the fact that it takes the lunge of the fast style, and that the lunge can be combined with the other moves, including your fanning and spin techniques along with the crouch. So yeah, right now I guess that it's been a while since I've played this, and I've been playing a lot of Dark Souls and other stuff, so it took me, my inputs might look a bit rusty, but when you see the fight segment of this video, trust me, you will be much more entertained than you are right now. So that's fine. So now I've currently just frozen the AI so that we can practice before I activate them. So let's say NPC spawn reborn. I'll show you some fights against the toughest enemies in the game towards the end after I demonstrate all the techniques. So let's see. Okay, I haven't positioned them properly for the spin, but let's see if it works. Oh, no, it didn't. Let's try it again. So I didn't position them properly, because this normally works in the other style. So what is this arc? Yeah, let's try it. Maybe I'm not too close for that, but okay, I've got to try that again. No worries. So let's try it, because I just did it a while back. So let's try NPC spawn, because I know that people said that in multiplayer they like doing that. Okay, they're not quite within my spin arc, so let me try putting one here, so that it has to be a bit surrounded. Still too far, but let's give it a try. Oh yeah, no, he was too far for the spin. So let's try it again. Because I just did this before I shot the video, so that's pretty weird. But no. I just did this before I shot the video, but yeah, so this is pretty... Okay, got both of them. Yeah, that's a spin that I was talking about that I heard people do in multiplayer. Oh wait, nearly jumped off the damn ledge there. And yeah, this guy can go. Oh yeah. So great, so we got that spin, and all of these guys are exhausted from how boring this training session has been till now, but don't worry, it gets better, and this is of course the Jedi Academy special move. I don't know if anybody would actually use it in multiplayer, though sometimes you can use it in single player, particularly on the other styles, but I think it would be too predictable for multiplayer. But if you actually find somebody in a position where they're vulnerable enough to get hit by this, you might as well, because let's see what it can do to a strong enemy. Like if I say spawn Tavion, and let's see if we can... Oh, barely moved her. Yeah, it didn't do that much, but yeah, it did a bit of a hit point. So yeah, so that's fine. So I'll wait for this to clear up, and let's move on to another area where I demonstrate the strong style. Nice map, by the way. Yeah. So that's this one here, and then yep. Why haven't these guys cleared up? Which is pretty weird. So let me reload this map. Okay, because I think I've done something in the back end due to which it's not clearing up. So this one thing I like about Jedi Academy, that you can, even in single player mode without using any hacks, mods or backend thing, just using the in-game menu, you can go to any single player map or any multiplayer map in the game, spawn anyone, either friend, allies or foes, or change your player team from enemy to ally to foe, and change the base difficulty of the map, whatnot. So that way it allows you to retain the higher health that you would in lower difficulties while playing against the higher difficulty, unlike Jedi Master where your health is reduced. So you can do all of that and set up your custom scenarios and even make them fight each other. And you can choose to change your character to any character model. All of this through this in-game menu, which is a really high level of customization. I haven't seen that in any other Star Wars game, so you have to give credit to the devs for that. So that's pretty much there. So now I'll just compare to, if I say set saber style strong. So this is the conventional strong style in the game, which that's based on. So, and it's got some this is like, this is the one that Desann style is slightly based on. So this is the conventional overhead swing of the strong style. Right now it seems pretty fast, but conventionally, at least in multiplayer, it's a bit slower than that, though it does big damage. And then this is the one where you can't really fan as well as you can in the medium and slow style and in Desann style. So this is the one difference, because in this one there is very limited fanning you can do. If you try right, left, left, right, right, yeah, you can fan, but it's, I guess, not as fast as that, though some people, on at least say in multiplayer, found that they couldn't fan in this conventional strong style, and they did it more in the faster and the medium one. But I think to some extent maybe it could be possible. And even in this one, you can walk around with pokes and stuff, but it's probably going to be a bit, yeah, it does stop after a while, and it's hard to kind of chain compared to Desann style, which chains that. But this too has a pretty comprehensive loop. So, and it's got that spin and that swing. So if we just see, yeah, so it's got that spin and that swing and the pokes and stuff. And some people also do this thing wherein like they kind of juggle. They say that while doing particular moves and this kind of juggling the mouse and controller, they get like a higher OP damage. Honestly, I haven't played that much of multiplayer to try that, so that's one. But now if we go to the move sets, the reason I shifted back to this conventional style, now even when you take, so these are the move sets of the three conventional styles. So I'll just compare them to Desann's before I move into the other fighting. So this was the okay, so let's talk about the single saber. So fast style, which has that lunge attack which we were talking about, and the medium style, which we're not discussing right now. This is the strong style, which that Desann's one is based on. It's got a slash back, which is also there in Desann's style. It's got a jump attack, which is also there in Desann's style. It's got a strong attack kata, which I showed you. It's got the cartwheel and the attack the enemy on the ground. And it's got the rolling stab. And it has a forceful slash. But the one difference I found in Desann's style is that this forceful slash, I wasn't able to pull it off in Desann's style. I did it in the strong, conventional strong style. So yeah, that's one thing to probably watch out for. And yeah, but so those were the three main differences I found. That one, I wasn't able to pull off this forceful slash, but you're hardly going to be using it against force users. It's mainly against the non-force enemies in single player. And then two, the other things I mentioned about the faster overhead and you see the strong style doesn't include a lunge attack, but what do you say? The Desann style based on this does. So now let me see if I... the timing of this is a bit trickier to pull off. You need to be far and you need to press pull and attack at the same time. Yeah, that's the one. Good, I got it first up. So that's the force slash that we were talking about. Now, if I go back to set saber style Desann, right, In this one, I wasn't able to pull off that stance, so I'm not going to waste that forceful slash, so I'm not going to waste time trying that. So you see automatically here we are moving much faster, and the fanning loops are slightly, at times the arc is slightly lesser, at times it's more, but it does get a bit faster at times. So yeah, so his fanning, but it isn't typical fanning compared to the strong style that we saw. So yeah, so that's pretty much there. And then yeah, so that's Desann. Now let's try, what have I set the damn SP skill as? One sec, G_SP skill. Okay, I shouldn't have set it at 5. It should, because if I see, normally the new games have up to Jedi Master difficulty. I think 3 or 4 should be the max difficulty, but anyway, yeah. So now, let's say no target. No target off. Set D_NPC freeze 0. Now let's go try some enemies. Bear in mind that in an actual combat setting, I like using the overhead slash a lot more, but I'll try not using that, so that would make it a bit quicker. So as in, because that would make it a bit smaller, but yeah, here's the fanning, and oh yeah, that's nice. Let's go back. Oh yeah. Oh, okay, what do you know? We're not going back. I want to go there so that I can do my wall runs. I love doing those wall runs. But yeah, oh, here's another friend. Oh, that was pretty cool. Oh, wow, that was pretty cool, the acrobatic slash. But, I'm not able to get into a position to do my wall run. Come on, stay there so that I can do the wall run. These guys are like literally... Oh, sorry, that's an overhead slash. But let me show you the... This guy should be pretty easy to kind of lunge. Oh, even before I lunged, he was gone. So that's fine, because I want to do a wall run. In one of my last videos or something, I almost killed someone with a wall run. That was pretty cool. Oh, missed him. But yeah, that's pretty fun. I love those acrobatics of the game. But yeah, that first overhead kill was pretty cool. Oh, okay, I was a bit sloppy there. If it was a stronger enemy, it would have killed me. I just walked into his loop. But yeah, oh, these guys are here. So yeah, as I said, in this game you've got to keep F8 and F10 on, because otherwise you're going to, yeah, you won't be able to parry the saber hits and stuff. So yeah, yeah, sorry, I'm a bit sloppy today, but yeah, that's fine. Where the F did that guy go? Oh yeah, he's here. Nice. I'm just gonna jump and crunch him until I can get my absorb back and let him walk into my saber. Oh, see, in this one, when I had realistic combat, that worked. That poke attack, that rolling stab I did would have worked. But yeah, yeah, a bit out of touch today. So let's see. Let's finish off these other guys. And oh yeah, this is pretty powerful. But come on. Oh, got him with a poke. What do you know? Oh, he's still around. Yeah, because the difficulty is a bit higher, so they're lasting a bit longer. But no, at the normal difficulty, these guys would have died a bit quicker. But yeah, but I thought it's good to show that. Let me try this F8 and let's see, what do I want to do? Oh yeah, that's the one I wanted to do. Yeah. Poke, fan, poke. Oh, he's got that unkillable mode of his. Oh, he's lost his saber. Just gonna, now I can try my lunge. Oh no, he's got his that back. Okay, why is my lunge attack not working? Sorry about that, but yeah. Oh yeah, that's the one. So I shifted from the fan into the lunge. So that's fine. Now let me recover my force powers before I fight this psycho, because she's what do you say? Wait, I've got another style to fight her. One sec. Yeah, this should be fun. Yeah. Let me load up all the force powers and then just watch. Yeah, I used Kyle Katarn's model as the base, and then I went back to my player model. When you do that through the menus, instead of 100 mana, you get the 200 mana that I have here. So I like doing that to demonstrate saber styles. But yeah, so now let's... Whoa, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Oh, yeah. Whoa. She would have gotten the shock of her life or something like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty much doing the same moves right now because it's been a while since I've played this. So, yeah, and this lady is pretty deadly with her saber throws. So, you got to try and throw them off. And yes, I need force protect for that. And oh yeah, she dodged that. She's pretty good. Yeah, not exactly. Oh, that's right. Right the spot. Right in the spot. Yeah, that's wasn't my best gameplay, but yeah, that's fine. So I've got some other fights that I'll show you after this, which will show you my better gameplay and whatnot. But this is more like a fast problem-solving style. One of the reasons it's not in the multiplayer, and which you would have seen in my prior videos, is this damn overhead swing. So I'm not doing this now. So this pretty much gets rid of all your problems. So like this is what I call measuring the road or whatnot. So oh yeah, yeah. This is one. Is there an enemy here? No, I had set this map up with enemies a bit earlier, but yeah, it's been a while. And let's see. Yeah. So now, oh yeah, one last thing that I have to show you is Desann. So if I set all right, here we go. So now we've got player model Desann. So you see here, he's got a much higher size. So if I just let me try to show a comparison. So I'll just show you. So if I just say NPC spawn player, so that was my original player model, and that is Desann. So you see that's one of the reasons why he's so deadly, because in the style that we demonstrated, so his additional reach is what, so like like when I said you do the fanning and then you do the crouch, or if you do the fanning and one sec yeah, so if you do the fanning and then you pretty much do that that lunging move. So oh yeah, and here he's just I've got realism set in, so he's just pretty much done that. So basically, like, yeah, so this was like what we normally see Desann using his reach, and he normally has a very powerful force lightning, which I don't have access to here, but that's set in his base character model. So, and then like what we were basically talking about was yeah, that lunge. So if you see, he fans, and oh yeah, that's the one. So he fans and then he does the lunge. So you often see when you're facing Desann him doing that. So that's one of his favorite moves, and he's using his extra reach to slam down and hit and whatnot. So yeah, because yeah, I've got that realism set in here actually. So let me actually try to see NPC spawn Kyle. Oh, okay, sorry, I have to say set D underscore NPC freeze 1 NPC freeze 0, no target. Oh wow, pushed him off. Whoops. Oh no, he's still alive. What do you know? Yeah, so that's pretty strong. And yep, why is he not attacking? 1 second, didn't I just say no target off? And yeah. So this is how he would usually play. Get closer to you, and yep. Come on. You can see how powerful he is. He's absorbed a lot of attacks. With any other character, I would have been dead by now. So, yeah. Why the fuck is he not doing that lunge attack? Yeah, that's the one I wanted to do. Yep. So, yeah, that's the lunge. It normally would have killed him, but... Oh, there he goes. Idiot. Yeah. That's fine. He's not going to be alive. So, let's try... he gets, if the AI falls, it gets stunned that way. So yeah, that's fine. And yeah, that's pretty weird. Let's give it one last try. That should have killed him. And oh yeah, that's the one. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Now I'm gonna fan you. Ha 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 ha. Yep, you tried a stupid thing, I'll do that. So this is the power. Unfortunately, I've got it on a very high skill level, so it, you know, kind of, is not showing you how powerful he is. But yeah, so that's fine. Let's try it on Luke and then show you how good he is. Yeah. Yeah, now whenever I switch on his Dark Rage, it's got the same button as the Steam screenshot. So that's why you see that. So here we go, keeping him at bay with our reach. And there, you got a counter on him, and yeah. Whoa. Yep, keeping him at bay with the reach. Ah, there you go. Yeah, that's more Desann for you. Yep. Yep, yeah, so that's pretty much him. Yeah, my keyboard's kind of fucked up at the moment, but yeah, so if you just do it this way, so that's pretty much him, keeping people at bay, using a more overpowered lightning and pull than you have, and then slamming them if they get close, and taking them by surprise with that lunge attack. So that's Desann for you. Great, I hope you enjoyed this video.